I got offered to coach the wide receivers at Texas Lutheran University in Seguin, Texas, small Division III school. They paid me a whopping $5,000 a year. So I packed up my Honda Civic with 2 college degrees and hopped on I-10 and drove out to Seguin, Texas, much to my mom's chagrin, and started from there. I think it's been a culmination of 10 years of I learned the game of football at the University of Texas. I learned protections. I learned run game. I learned how to organize practice. I learned football. I mean, I graduated college and I didn't know what a 3 technique was. You know, I played wide receiver. I didn't have to. And I learned the game of football. I worked with the offensive line for 2 years at Texas. And then at Sam Houston State, we were a shotgun spread team, and so learned some of the concepts there, and then brought those to Texas State, where I finally got an opportunity to be the coordinator and coach the quarterbacks. And then just through visiting with other people, from Dave Christensen at Missouri and Ed Warner at Kansas and Chip Kelly at Oregon, and everybody nowadays that are, you know, we try to do our best to stay on the cutting edge and in offense, and kind of mold different pieces of different puzzles that we've learned over the years to fit what has now become the Iowa State offense. I think obviously the offense revolves around the quarterback. I think in college football nowadays, it's really, really tough to win if you don't have a really good quarterback. You got to have a guy that the offense centers around, and if you got one, you're going to be really, really good. And if you don't, you got to find ways. It's not to say that you can't be good without a great one, but you need to find then ways to get the ball into your great players' hands if you don't. But from what I've seen so far, we've got the potential to have a really good one here. I think the beauty of this offense is that we're able to play to the strengths of what we have on the football team. We're certainly not going to try to fit a square peg into a round hole. At Texas State, we played with a tight end the entire season, and we ran for 220 yards a game at Texas State. Well, we got to Rice, and we felt like our best attributes at that time were our receivers and our quarterback, and so we threw the ball quite a bit, and we didn't line up with a tight end very much, and we learned how to run the football effectively without a tight end because we felt like we didn't have a true tight end at Rice. At Iowa State, I don't know our personnel well enough yet to tell you one way or the other how that offense is going to reshape itself or look different from the offense we had at Rice. The general philosophies will always be the same. We're going to be spread. We're going to be no huddle. We're going to be up tempo. But the pieces and the way it looks and to the general public might be a little bit different than what you'd seen at Rice, simply because of the skill set of the players that we have here at Iowa State. It is one of the great equalizers in football that we have the ability that the field is 54 yards wide, 100 yards long, and the defense only has 11 human beings to cover it. And we're going to use every square inch of it, both horizontally and vertically, and we're going to try to spread you out. And then you factor in the no huddle element to it, the shotgun element to it, with the quarterback being a viable run threat, and we're going to basically go where you're not. And by being no huddle and having the quarterback have the ability to be a run threat in that offense in the shotgun and spacing people out, you just create mismatches both space-wise and athletically. It's kind of a funny story. When Coach Rhodes interviewed me, I told him the story. I think we had an off week at Rice, and Iowa State was playing Kansas on television, and I've got a good friend on the Kansas staff, so me and my wife, it was one of the few times I actually convinced her to sit down and watch a football game with me, and we sat down and decided, and we were watching the Iowa State-Kansas game, and I literally turned to her, and she'll back me up on this, by the way. I turned to her probably in the second quarter, and I said, that that quarterback at Iowa State, he's only a sophomore. He's got a chance to be really, really good in the Big 12. And lo and behold, as fate would have it, now I get the opportunity to coach him, and I do think he's got the ability. He's still got a lot of polishing to do, and he's got a lot of hard work ahead of him. But boy, what a great kid! What a great ambassador for the program! What an unbelievable student athlete! And then you couple that with his talent on the field. I'm very, very optimistic on what his abilities are going to be able to bring to us for the next couple of years.